What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday, February 23rd. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. I am the coach, and I love it when a plan comes together. We pivoted yesterday. We evolved yesterday. We brought in the guru and buckets, and look at that. How about 4-0-1 on the show yesterday? Basketball, not as good, but hey, we're a team. We pick each other up. AB3, Iowa, St. Bonaventure, Tennessee. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. But as always, in this lull in between football and March Madness, we have to stay laser focused. So why would I go away from the formula that works 2 days in a row? Let's bring in the stars of the show. And I'm going to go 5 wide. And look at this crew today. Whenever he's on the show, I got to introduce him first because I never know if the cross-transatlantic phone lines are going to go down live from just south of London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the guru, Martin W. Green. Good morning, sir. Oh, good afternoon. What am I doing 2 days in a row?
Good morning, Coach. Yep, 3 p.m. here, and we have about 5 hours until the next round of Champions League games, which I'm very excited about. It was a terrific evening for good buckets and myself yesterday, so I'm hoping that we can maintain the momentum today.
I agree with you. And speaking of buckets, I do have to congratulate him as he's just been awarded the title of Chief Financial Officer at SportsLine. And apparently he's got a new model that some of us don't know about. Give all your picks out right after the show on Twitter. Good people at home, that will not be happening today. Buckets, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. I am honored to be the new CFO of this phenomenal program.
Oh, my God. We're going to be broke in a week with your model. We're going to be
This is our final show, so thank you all for coming.
It's been a nice run for you, Buckets.
Oh,
it's been a nice run for you. All right, live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Zach Attack, Zach Simony. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Yep, cooling off a little bit on the show with the plays, but I've been here before. You stay focused. This is how college basketball goes, and I'm gonna get a streak going here before March Madness starts, and we're gonna get it going today.
Bro, if there was ever anybody I did not have any doubt about, it is you. Not worried about Zach Attack at all. Now, I always love it when I get a little text message from this next man, and he is a little bit jealous because he's not having fun on the show with everybody else. So I had to say, you know what? It's Wednesday. Let's get my man back on here. Maestro, good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. This week, you guys have set a standard. I have to bring it. I feel the pressure. Let's do it.
That's exactly right. I'll tell you what, that's exactly right. So let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And as I told you on Tuesday, these soccer games start around 3 in the afternoon. It's not going to be that long from now. So let's start with those. Buckets. You started us yesterday. We had a good day. So let's go back to the well again. What do you got for us today?
Let's do it, Coach. We are jumping back on Champions League matches today. My storyline is going to be on the Ajax versus Benfica game. Ajax Amsterdams are the number 1 on the table in Eredivisie. They have been dominant through and through all season in league play as well as in Champions League play as well. They have Sebastian Haller, who is the top scorer so far in Champions League with 10 goals in 6 matches. He's beating Lewandowski. He's beating Ronaldo. He's beating Benzema. He's just been incredible. So we're going to be watching this game very closely. And later in the show, I have a bet on this as well.
You have a bet on this later in the show?
Pick on it later in the show, yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Now, as the Maestro loves to say, we are a fully transparent show here. And I would be remiss if I did not admit to the world right now that I am watching currently on Netflix, I Am Georgina. And for those of you that don't know what I Am Georgina is, make sure I have the name. Yes, it is Georgina. She is the better half of one Cristiano Ronaldo. And I had no idea who she was until I watched this little documentary, but now I do. And we're going to talk about her better half right now. See how I bring the storylines together? That means absolutely nothing. Martin Green, what do you got?
Well, indeed, Georgina's other half, Cristiano Ronaldo, is going to be playing against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League tonight. And he has played against Atletico Madrid more times than any other team, any other opponent during his career. 25 goals in 35 games against Los Rojiblancos, including a famous hat-trick in the Champions League semi-finals a few years ago for Real Madrid. He's priced at plus 200 to get on the score sheet in this game. He's the all-time leading scorer in the Champions League. He's already got 6 goals in 5 games this season. Can he light up the competition once more by scoring against Atletico Madrid tonight?
I think my guess is we're going to have a little play on that here in just a moment. But quick chat question for my man, Martin W. Green. How do we feel about Man U to win and over 1.5 goals in the game, boosted on FanDuel to plus 300?
Yeah, I must admit, I'm leaning towards Man United in this game. Atletico Madrid have been far from their best this season. Their usually reliable defence has just been leaking goals. Man United have also been very inconsistent, but I do lean towards them. I'm more thinking Man United draw no bet. I do think there will be over 1.5 goals in the game. I can see this being a both teams to score. To me, it looks like potentially a 1-1 or maybe a 2-1 to Man United. So that does look quite interesting. At plus 300, maybe a small stake on that. Not one I'm going to go for myself, but I do like it. I do like it.
All right. My man Eli in the chat says, Martin is so well-spoken. I love him on the show. Well, guess what, Eli? We also love Martin on the show. So thank you for writing that. And thank you all for being so interactive in the chat. And don't forget to hit that like button for me. It really helps the show. Now, a few nights ago, all the sports world was talking about the slap heard around the world. Juwan Howard, Fab Five. Would he get fired? Would he be suspended? Would he be fined? Well, 2 of those three things happened. And Juwan Howard now will not be around for the rest of the regular season. Zach, what do you got?
Yeah, we've seen these big-time programs be in these situations before, whether it's a big-time suspension for in-house issues or whatever it may be. But Juwan Howard going to miss the rest of the season. They still have to finish out the year. The players are going to still have to stay focused. Phil Martelli, everybody knows that name from his days with St. Joseph's. He will be the interim fill-in assistant coach during this time frame. And today will be that first game against Rutgers. They're hosting Rutgers. The spread is -5 here. And this is a big game for Rutgers. You talk about a brutal stretch that they had. They had won 4 straight games against ranked opponents before they lost this weekend to Purdue. But they have to stay focused as well because they're right on that bubble. So this is going to be an interesting game to see if Michigan, that -5 spread is warranted. I'm not sure where I'll lean on that. Might not even have a play, but that is an interesting game to watch today.
Yeah, it was. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. And if they don't make it, there's only one man to blame. There's only one man to blame. My man Brendan in the chat says, Coach, I should be on a call with a client, but I can't miss this live show. Oh, a little torn by that. I would not want to be your client, but we love the fact that you're watching the show. All right, now, Maestro. Last night, my man, Chip Patterson, was on UConn -2. They were down 4 with about 15 seconds to go. And somehow, some way, they pushed for us. What do you got on that game last night?
Sometimes you just got to step back and talk about how unbelievable sports betting is. If you had a Villanova ticket and you're up 69-65 inside of 30 seconds, I'm not even going to go through the whole sequence, but UConn has the lead 70-69, 0.2 seconds on the clock. Andre Jackson goes to the line. This game opened at 1.5. It was 2 most of the day, but closed 2.5 at some places. Now, there's no difference between being up 1 and up 2, but he makes the first. It was a 1-1. Scott Seidenberg said this on VSiN last night. He may not have known or remembered it was a 1-1. Why does he make the first to go up 2? And then he intentionally misses the second? I mean, if you're sitting on 2 or 2.5, you're thinking, wow, he's going to make these free throws for me. And then all of a sudden he says, no, I'm not going to make the second one. So he covers for the 1.5. Also, the total opened at 139.5. This game finished 71-69. If you had under 139.5 right when it opened, that is a very tough pill to swallow.
Oh, I actually, courtesy of SportsLine, because I am a member, I played the over, but I got it later in the day around earlier in the day, around 137. So I was sweating that. There's no doubt. I was sweating that. If I would add 139, I really would have been sweating it. Wow, what an incredible game. And I'm really glad that was your storyline today. Sometimes it's just amazing. Just the sweat is amazing, and that's why we love this so much. All right, let's get into our plays for the day, because we always have to reload, refocus, whatever you have to do. Do it, and let's do it right now. One play from SportsLine. If you're not a member yet, what are you doing? We have over 150,000 of us. Come join the party. But if you're a little bit nervous, I understand. Use the promo code EDGE. I'll give you 30 days for free. You can even have Buckets picks. I'll give you 30 days free and Buckets picks. All right? We'll do that. All right, today we're going to go Providence. That little noise you hear in the background. Buckets can't control himself. He just can't control himself. All right, Providence minus the 2. They have been really, really good this year, to the tune of, how about 70% against the spread against teams with winning records? And how many times do you think that they have lost on Wednesdays this year? As AB would say, 0. As Chip would say, zip, 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 0. We're going to go Providence minus the 2. I'm horrible with impressions. AB tries, I try, we suck. All right. Now, as I mentioned, soccer is an afternoon sport here in the United States. So we're going to go right back to the same formula that we had yesterday, because it worked. It scares me just a tad, but I'm going to do it. Buckets, you're up first. Give it to us.
All right, Coach. We are going to jump on that Ajax versus Benfica game. Ajax, as we mentioned, has just been dominant through and through in Champions League. They beat Sporting, who is better in Primeira Liga than Benfica, 4-2 and 5-1 in the group knockout stage. Ajax over 1.5 goals team total is at minus 140, and I think that is phenomenal odds for what we're expecting from them today. Going into my second pick of the day.
Oh, there it is.
I remembered.
Okay,
I remembered. We are jumping to England's second division championship. We are jumping on the Fulham versus Peterborough game. Fulham is the number 1 team, dominating again through and through. They have 31 goals in 29 games by their star striker, Mitrovic. They have just been absolutely smashing it lately. But they are coming off of a loss last week and are playing in front of their home fans. Last 2 times Fulham has lost in league play, they won the next game 7-0 and 5-1 against better teams than Peterborough. So we are taking Fulham over 2.5 goals team total at minus 130.
I would love to see 3 first-half goals, and then I can just watch something else. Hey, everybody, I feel like we need a group vote. We need a group vote because Jeremias in the chat may have come up with a new nickname for Buckets.
Oh, no.
He says, I love Bucky on the show. Who the hell is Bucky?
Bucky.
What is Bucky? I don't know. The more I say Bucky, I don't know. Maybe it'll stick. Maybe it'll hit. That's a terrible nickname. That's a terrible nickname. We're not doing Bucky. We're not doing Bucky. Little Pale. Oh, my God. Oh, thank you, Christina. Little Pale. You know, maybe on a losing day, we call him Little Pale. Maybe on a losing day, he won't be a full bucket. It'll be a Little Pale. All right. Guru, you're such a professional. We're just over here just jacking around. Our apologies for bringing the credibility of your show down. You're up, sir. What do you got for us today?
No, I'm loving it all, Coach. He's been a giant bucket recently, so let's hope the bucket can stay big and strong and not a little pale. Yeah, I'm looking at both Champions League games today. A rock-solid defence from Atletico Madrid helped them win the Spanish League title last season. However, their defence has been leaking goals throughout the current campaign. 34 conceded in just 25 games so far. That's really uncharacteristic for Atletico. They're missing important players right now, and they were very poor in the Champions League group stage. Liverpool beat them home and away. They lost to Porto. They were lucky to scrape through. They got 2 late goals against Porto in the decisive game after Porto had 2 men sent off. They're just not their usual selves. Man United aren't having the greatest season either. Very unpredictable, very inconsistent. But they are currently on a 9-game unbeaten streak in all competitions. They have a lot of players that can hurt this struggling Atletico defence, including the aforementioned Cristiano Ronaldo. I do quite like both teams to score in this game, as I said earlier in the show, but I'm leaning towards Man United, so I've gone for them with a draw no bet. That's at plus 100. I'm also looking at Ronaldo to score at any time at plus 200, just for a smaller stake on that prop. And I'm with Buckets on the second game. Ajax won all 6 Champions League group stage games in marauding fashion. The highlight was that 5-1 win against Sporting Lisbon in the Portuguese capital. As Buckets mentioned, Sporting Lisbon are the Portuguese champions. They're currently above Benfica in the Primeira Liga table. So that result should really give Ajax confidence ahead of this game. The Dutch champions, they're blessed with a wealth of youth and experience, some great young players going forward. And Benfica's 2 central defenders, Jan Vertonghen and Nicola Otamendi, both well past their best, well past their peak. I worry that they could lack the mobility to deal with Sebastian Haller and Anthony in attack. So it does look like another high-scoring game. Both teams should score in this one. I like the over 1.5 goals for Ajax, but I do give Ajax the edge in this one, so I've just gone for them to win on the money line. It was -125 when I got on it earlier today. I think it's gone into about -135 now, but I'm still happy with that. I think Ajax, they're the only team still with a 100% winning record in this competition, apart from Liverpool, and they should just be able to go to Lisbon and win today. So straight money line win for Ajax for me.
Every time I hear 2 or 3 minutes like what I just heard, I think back to the person who said, "Oh, this business is just a coin flip. This business is just a coin flip." Can you all listen to Martin W. Green give picks all day? All day! All right, Buckets. Well, Mama Bucket here, and so proud of my son. I can still remember when he was just a little pale. Are you serious that you have your mother in the chat, Buckets? What the hell is going on?
I am pushing people towards the brand, Coach. I'm
oh
getting
my
people
God!
involved.
Mama Buckets is in the chat. Now, I actually have a serious question for you. Sorry, Mama. I got to continue the show. Chris Carr, Fulham over 3.5 goals for the whole game. His book doesn't offer the team total. What do you think about that?
I am a fan of that bet as well. I'd be willing to put a small stake on that because as dominant as Fulham has been, and they're capable of covering that easily by themselves, defensively, they have been lacking lately, conceding in their last 5 games straight. So I would not be surprised to see Petersborough sneak one in and kind of just tick Fulham off even more to keep going and going and going.
We don't want to tick anybody off. We definitely don't want to tick off Mama. Now we know she's in the chat. So, and the chat's loving her. They're like, where's Daddy Buckets? I mean, we're starting the whole thing here. We're starting the whole thing. All right, now, you got all your Champions League picks. I'm telling you right now, these two right here are the real deal, Buckets and the Guru. But we are neck deep in college basketball right now. And when this man gets back into a corner, I say it all the time, he's like a rabid dog. So, Zach Attack, you're up.
All right, Coach, let's get this win today. We talked about UConn-Villanova, a great old Big East matchup. I'm going with another old Big East matchup today. Syracuse +5 against Notre Dame. We picked on the Irish last Wednesday. We're going to do so here again. For Syracuse, their season was supposed to be over 2 weeks ago. They lost their big man, Jesse Edwards, broke his wrist, fractured wrist, out for the year, and they really don't have any other big men that were expected to step up. But guess what? Frank Anselm, a sophomore, 6'10" big man, he's came in and done exactly what Jim Boeheim's needed. He's just been gobbling up rebounds, playing pretty good, and then all of a sudden the rest of the team, there's other guys that are starting to step up. Cole Swider, he had underachieved all season long, the transfer from Villanova, scored 21 points 4 games ago. He's coming off back-to-back games of 18 points, and you can say what you want about the zone defense. It is bad, but they offset that with great offense. I think they're going to have 4 or 5 great scores here once again. And Notre Dame, they're coming off a loss to Wake Forest. I think we're getting value here because Notre Dame has not lost consecutive games since December 3rd. Let's take Syracuse +5.
All right. I love the Cuse. I've been banging them a lot on the over this year because, as you mentioned, their defense is terrible, but they can score.
They've won 6 of their last 7. That's what I forgot to say. Syracuse, they've won 6 of their last 7. So they're right on that every year. Hopefully they can get that 11 seed.
See, Buckets, when you interrupt me, you come back with an actual stat. See how Zach does that?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There's levels to this game, pal. There's levels to this. Just watch everybody else. Now, it's going to be a long time before Buckets gets to this spot because we know you have to earn this spot. You got to be an OG. You got to be somebody that is so high up on my totem pole that I get emotional just talking about it. All right, Maestros, take it away. Just take it away.
All right. I'm going with Iowa State -5, and you could read the write-up on sportsline.com with the numbers and the stats that I think are significant. I just want to talk about playing for Bob Huggins at the end of his career. We don't know exactly when it's going to end. It doesn't look like a lot of fun. Just watching these guys, watching him rip them after the game. These guys don't want to be out there. Who's going to want to play? These guys are making back cuts and nobody's throwing them the ball. I'm going to find someone. I mean, it does not look like a lot of fun for West Virginia. They've lost 10 of 11. This is their third game in 5 days, second straight game on the road against a team with a feel-good turnaround season in Iowa State that already has 8 quad one wins. And I just think Brockington's going to go off today. They lost 79-63 in Morgantown. So there's no question they'll be completely focused. They are hungry after going 0-18 in the Big 12 last season. I'm laying it with the Cyclones.
I love a motivated team late in February. By the way, Maestro, quick question for you. There are a lot more college basketball picks at SportsLine, correct, in addition to the ones here on the show, right?
Correct.
Just want to make sure. Sometimes we forget to tell people that. And if you're not a SportsLine member, I'm going to do you a solid right now. Use that promo code EDGE. I'll give you 30 days for free. All 4 of these faces you see right here, you get all their picks, not just a couple here on the show. You get all of them. You get all of them. Now, you may not get the whole Martin Buckus interaction, but hey, that's just magic. That's just magic. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of AB on the 1s and the 2s, and it's absolutely glorious. Maestro, he's on Iowa State -5. They are hungry. Zacatech, Syracuse, +5. You heard all the stats, all the names. Players step it up. Then one play from SportsLine. We're going to go Providence -2. They've been really, really good. This is a special year for them. They cover 70% of the time. Make sure I get it right, they're playing teams with winning records. All right, then on the pitch, and get these plays in because they're afternoon here in the States. It's not nighttime like it is for the Guru. Manchester United, draw no bet. Cristiano Ronaldo to score, +200. Ajax, back in buckets, money line, -125. Then buckets is on Ajax, over team total goals. You got 2 plays in the one game. Then we'll go Fulham, over 2.5 team goals. If you don't have it, Buckets also likes the total for the game, which is over 3.5. Then the AB3 that hit yesterday. Can we do 2 days in a row? I believe that we can. Houston money line, VCU money line, and Missouri State money line. And this looks like a fantastic show. All kidding aside, I love the interaction. I love how active everybody is in the chat. Let's keep that going every single day. Right when you come in, pound that like button for me. Let's build this show. We got 6 months to build it back up to get ready for the NFL. And I know we can do it, and we can do it together. All right. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Wednesday tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all, even Buckets. And the Guru, Zacatech, Maestro, AB on the 1s and the 2s. I, of course, am the coach. We do this every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Check our record. We're here every day. We call it the Early Edge. Good luck.